everyone, and welcome to your Into the Hips practice. So this one we're going to be focusing on kind of opening, stretching out all areas of the hips, also working into some hip mobility, and it's going to be quite fluid movement. So this works with our Svadhisthana, or our sacral chakra, and that is our water element, so this kind of flow of movement. And I say this all the time, but our hips store so much tension, whether it be physical, emotional, and if you are someone that sits down a lot during the day for your job, then the hips can get pretty sticky, pretty tight. But as well, if you're somebody that does running or any kind of form of exercise as well, the hips often they just need a little bit of extra attention. So what I would say is probably we could all benefit from doing this kind of flow. So let's get into it. If you have your blocks, grabbing those, and we're going to start today in a wide leg child's pose. So making sure already, if this posture doesn't feel good for you, make it work. So taking the knees wide, and we'll just start by sitting up high and just taking a little shift from side to side. And I know it can be a little uncomfortable on the tops of the feet as well. You could always bring a bolster, a cushion, a blanket underneath you, because we're going to be here for a good few breaths to ease into our practice. So making sure you are somewhere that feels manageable, that allows you to kind of release into this hip space. So when you're ready, reaching the fingertips forward, take a big breath in. And then as you breathe out, walking the hands down. And again, feel free to just take a little bit of a sway from side to side, ease in through that hip space, into the lower back. And then when you feel ready to, arriving in stillness, you could take a little roll of the head if it's connected with the mat. And just taking a first few moments here to connect to that breath. So with every inhale, breathe in length through the sides of the waist. With every exhale, just softening through the chest and shoulders. And then beginning to draw your attention to that pelvic space, the hip space. And just becoming aware of whatever is there today, any sensations. And as you breathe, see if you can try and send your breath to that space. So really focusing on releasing, relaxing into the hips. Just notice if there is resistance, if any of those little thoughts come in that tell us to move or to shift, and just knowing throughout all of our practices which to listen to. So of course we want to listen to our bodies at all times. We want to move in a way that is beneficial, that is good. But sometimes in stillness, that's when the mind starts to wander and starts to tell us that we need to be somewhere else. So just tuning in, trusting yourself today to go to wherever we need to go. Okay, on your next inhale, just start to slide the hands towards you, keeping the knees wide for a moment as you come into this wide tabletop position. And from there, just start to take a few circles one way, so just shifting into that hip space. And then a few the other way. And then finding that neutral position, just pushing down through the hands so we can walk the knees back to roughly hips width. From there, take an inhale as you lift the chest, lift the sit bones. And then exhale, dome into the back. One more just like that today. Inhale to lift the chest, lift the sit bones. Exhale, dome into the back. And then inhale, finding this neutral spine. You're going to see if you can just step that right leg out towards the side. So it might be you're on the big toe, maybe the foot is down. The further forward it is here, the more intense this will feel. So find a place that just feels good. And then from there, we're just going to simply shift the weight forwards and backwards. So you could tuck the back toes as you ease forward, and you could even add in this rolling cat-cow here if it feels good. So inhale, coming forward. And then exhale, maybe doming into the back, sending it back. But just again, tune in and just see whatever movement feels good. And it might be quite a small movement today. A few more breaths. And then taking your time, as you inhale, we come back to this neutral position, pushing down through the hands. And you're just going to see if you can lift up the right leg, maybe bending into the knee. And we're going to take that right knee all the way back behind the left knee. So we're squeezing the inner thighs together here. And we've got like the feet kind of out towards the sides. Couple of options from there. You could stay where you are, just squeezing the inner thighs together, or you could begin to walk the hands back towards you, towards the knees, maybe staying there. Final variation would be to really squeeze in through inner thighs and maybe lift all the way up to this kneeling position. If you've gone for that one, take an inhale as you lift the arms up, and then exhale to cactus the arms, maintaining that squeeze through inner thighs. Hold it there for an extra breath. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, walking the hands back down if we lifted. Take the hands back out into your tabletop. Inhale, right leg lifts all the way out behind you. And then exhale, bending into the knee, stepping the right foot as best we can to the outside of the right hand. And again, just find this fluid movement. So inhale forward, exhale back. Doesn't need to get super straight with the leg. And just easing in. Taking those deep breaths. And then next time you inhale, come forward. As you exhale, just easing into that lizard pose, so opening through the chest. And then inhale, taking that right arm all the way up towards the ceiling. And exhale, bringing the right hand towards the inside of that right knee, so you gently encourage it out. And you could either stay there, or you could bend in the back knee and reach the right arm back. If that feels good, you don't have to grab the foot. If it's there, you can kick the hand into the foot into the hand, and play around with kind of stretching through that left hip flexor as well. Taking one more breath. And then everybody inhale, reaching that right arm all the way back up. Tuck the back toes. As you exhale, plant the right hand down, lifting up the back knee. Sweep the right leg back, and then come into your downward facing dog. Taking any little movements, just noticing here now the difference in sensation between the hips, between the hamstrings. Pushing the chest back towards the thighs as you lengthen through the upper body. And then option to take a vinyasa here if you would like it. You're going to inhale, really ripple forward. Exhale, either lowering the knees or through chaturanga. Inhale, rolls the shoulders back, create that space. And then exhale, wave it back, downward facing dog. Take an extra breath in as you push down through the hands. And then exhale, ripple the knees slowly down towards your mat. Inhale, finding that cow pose as you lift the chest, lift the sit bones. Exhale, reverse. One more, inhale to lift. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, finding that neutral spine. And then exhale, and start to take that left foot, if you've got space, out towards the side. So again, as we lift the leg and take it out, it might be we come onto the big toe. You might want to take it more forward, more back. And then again, finding that fluid movement. So tucking the back toes. You could just gently shift forwards and backwards. Maybe that feels like just enough today. Or you can start to add in some cat-cows, doming it all the way back and coming all the way forward. Exhale, send it back. Inhale, forward. So finding that sweet spot that we're looking for, where we feel like we're getting some stretch into the hips. But as always, it doesn't feel like too much. We're not straining and pushing. Okay, next time you inhale, we find that neutral position, come forward. And then from there, as you exhale, start to send that left leg all the way behind you. So that left knee comes behind the right. I'm just going to move back onto my mat. So again, squeezing through the inner thighs, and then the wider apart the feet are, maybe we'll find a little bit more solid base. You might stay there, just squeezing into the inner thighs, walk the hands in, maybe stay in there, or inhale, reaching the arms all the way up and finding that squeeze. Again, option there is to breathe in and lengthen, and then breathe out to cactus and open through the chest. Maybe that gaze is up, holding for an extra breath. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, nice and slowly, bringing the hands back down to that tabletop position. Inhale as you start to lift the left leg up. And then exhale to bend into left knee as best we can. We step it to the outside of the left hand. And again, just take any little wiggles. So breathing forwards and backwards between this kind of lizard shape and this wider half split. Final breath. Next time you breathe in, bringing it all the way forward. Exhale, easing into that lizard. So maybe just gently dropping into that right hip, or not dropping, kind of like easing into it. We want to still remain quite active through the legs here, squeezing through the glutes. And then again, finding that twist. So inhale, left arm lifts. You could always bring right hand to a block here as well. Exhale, left hand towards the inside of the right thigh, and we stay there, or bend the back knee, or reach the right left hand back towards the right foot, opening into that twist. Couple of breaths. Maybe that gaze is up. And then everybody inhale, extend that left arm up. Exhale to plant the hand down towards the inside of the left foot. Inhale as you tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. And then exhale, sending that left leg all the way back to your downward facing dog. Again, option to flow through a vinyasa if you would like it. Inhale, ripples forward. Exhale, lowering through knees or chaturanga. Inhale, create that space, shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, waves us back to downward facing dog. A couple of breaths there, taking any of those little wiggles and movements that feel good. And then we add on from here. So inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale to pop a bend in the right knee, open into the hip. Taking a few breaths, maybe some circles with the right ankle. One more inhale, and then exhale as you look forward, right foot steps through. From there, we're going to spin that back heel straight down and then open all the way up into our warrior two. So spin it open. And then when we get to the top, take a moment to push down through the feet, through back pinky toe, to reach the arms out wide, super strong through the arms. One more breath. And then inhale, flip the front palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior. So keeping that bend through the right knee as you squeeze into that right glute to keep that hip open. Last breath here. And then inhale, bring it back to your warrior two. As you exhale, skandasana to the back of your mat. So hands come to heart center. Turn the back toes out, look towards your back foot. Start to bend into left knee and straighten the right. Now skandasana, this is a lot. So you can either stay up high, you could release hands down to the mat or blocks. That left heel might lift as well. And just stay in there for a few breaths. Or if you did want a little more today, you could reach the arms out in front. I'm sorry, I'm facing away from you. Take a big breath in. And then exhale, maybe sitting all the way back. Just see how that feels. Remember, if we do come down, we've got to try and get back up. Hold in there for a breath. If you came down, you can use the hands, of course, or try and shift forward and come back into your skandasana. Taking one more breath in, one more breath out. And then as you inhale, start to push down through the hands, turning all 10 toes in, coming into our fold. Exhale there, and then we'll take a few flows with the breath. So inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, finding that length. Exhale to fold. Last one here, inhale, lengthens. And exhale, fold. Let's hold it here for an extra couple of breaths. So you could walk the hands in line with the heels. You could just take a little sway from side to side. And then on your next inhale, finding that halfway lift. As you exhale, walking the hands around to frame your right foot. Coming onto the back toes, and then plant down through the left hand. You might want to slide the right foot back a little bit, because we're going to reach that right arm forward. Breathe in. And then as you breathe out, can you come onto the pinky toe side of both feet, and we come into this revolved skandasana. So begin to lower the hips down towards the mat, and then we flow with the breath. Inhale, squeeze up and lift, reach the right arm over. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And then this time, inhale, lift that right arm all the way up. Pivot forward, so all toes are facing forward. Plant the right hand down, and then step it back, either through a vinyasa or straight to your downward facing dog. Coming to meet there, take a big breath in through the nose. Release it out. And then begin to take your feet just as wide as your mat with the toes pointing out. Inhale as you shift the weight back into the feet. And then as you exhale, begin to walk the hands all the way back. Take an inhale as you lift and lengthen through the chest. And then exhale, coming into your Malasana. So again, lots of variations of this. You might want to stay with kind of movement today, just flowing from side to side, or bringing hands to heart center, rolling out through the wrists, keeping the chest lifted. And then if you would like to, we can add in our little opening twist here today. So reaching the left fingertips down in front of the left foot. As you inhale, maybe start to peel the right arm up. Stay in there for a breath. Inhale. And then exhale, release the right fingertips down in front of the right foot. Inhale, lift the left arm up, finding that twist. Inhale. And then exhale, release the left fingertips down. Bring the right hand more to center. Everybody, one more breath in. And then exhale, coming back into that fold. So turning the toes in. Inhale, lengthen through the chest. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, find that length. Exhale, soften through the knees, walk the hands all the way forward. Coming back into your downward facing dog, so adjusting the feet as you need. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, popping that bend in the knee to open into the hip. Staying for your inhale, maybe adding in some little circles. And then exhale, look forward, left foot steps through. Spinning the back heel down. Try and really open your way up into your warrior two. Reaching the arms out wide, that squeeze through the glutes to open into left hip. Pushing down through the back pinky toe. One more breath. And then inhale, flip the front palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Open through left side body. Maybe that gaze is up. Holding there for an extra breath as you length all the way from the left fingertips to left toes. And then inhale, bring it back to your warrior two. As you exhale, hands to heart center, turn the right toes out, start to straighten left leg, and we bend to the back of the mat, skandasana. Again, you might stay up high today. You could bring the hands down. You can lift the right heel. Find your way into whatever works. Breathe in deeply. And again, you've got that option if you wanted to have a go, using hands or no hands, to just gently, slowly sit back. You could reach the arms forward, coming into this kind of seated position, seated skandasana. And then if you went for that, we're going to try and get back up again. You could bring the hands down or find this little bit of momentum as we shift back into our skandasana. And then from there, everybody release the hands down to the mat. As you inhale, start to straighten through the legs. Walking the hands through center. And then exhale, folding it down. Again, flowing with that breath. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. 2 more there. Inhale, find that space. Exhale, fold it down. Last one, inhale. And exhale, release. Any variation of your fold now that just feels good. So you could grab hold of the legs, you could take the hands interlace. Just take a little bit of time to release, to bring the weight slightly forward, to soften into upper body. And then everybody, inhale, comes back to that halfway lift. As you exhale, walking the hands all the way around to frame that left foot, the front foot. Sliding the left foot back a little bit as you plant the right hand down. Inhale, lift the left arm up, and then exhale, pivot onto the pinky toe side of both feet and lower that right hip to the mat. Inhale, squeeze the hips up, reach the arm forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. This time, inhale, bring it all the way up. Exhale, plant the hands down, turn the toes forward. Option, straight back to downward facing dog or moving through your vinyasa. And we'll all come to meet back in our downward facing dog. Again, take in any movements today. We don't have to be in stillness. And then from here, once again, just take the feet as wide as your mat. Pushing back, lengthening through sides of the waist. Take a big breath in. Exhale, walking the hands all the way towards the back of your mat, towards the feet. Taking an inhale there as you lift through the chest. And exhale, bend into the knees, coming back into your Malasana. This time we're going to take a little flow between this and a fold with the breath. You could always bring hands to blocks, or you could just keep a soft bend through the knees. So take an inhale there. Exhale, straighten the legs, come into your fold. Maybe the feet come a little more parallel. Inhale, Malasana. You can keep fingertips down or lift the hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen spine, Malasana. Exhale, fold. 2 more there. Inhale, lift the chest, drop the sit bones, Malasana. Exhale, fold. Last one, inhale, lift, Malasana. And exhale into your fold. This time, just take a moment to sway from side to side. And then inhale, lengthening through the spine. And soften into the knees. Walk the hands all the way back out as you exhale, stepping the feet in for your downward facing dog. Option, again, if you would like it, to move through a vinyasa, to just flush it out nice and slow. Maybe taking a little longer, releasing through lower back. And then wave it up to your downward facing dog. From here, taking an inhale as you look towards the top of your mat. Exhale, soften the knees, a step, hop or a jump to get there. Okay, extending the legs out, give them a bit of a shake out. And we're going to come into just a little bit of hip flexor. So yeah, just doing as much as you would like to of this one, because I found this one pretty crampy. So just give it a little shake out whenever you need. So taking the feet almost as wide as your mat. And maybe pointing the toes for this one. And we're just going to turn the chest to face over our right leg. Bring the fingertips either side. Point the toes on that right foot. Take an inhale, maybe shifting slightly forward. And then as you exhale, see if you can hover and lift that leg. And already straight away, whew, I can feel that. So breathe in there for one more. And release it down. Whew, give that leg a little shake out. Take it to the other side. Point the left toes. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, maybe lifting that left leg. And again, you'll notice maybe one side's a little bit stronger than the other on the hip flexors. Try and keep the chest lifted. Breathe in. And exhale, release. Give it a little shake out. We'll do one more each side just because it's good for us. So framing that right leg. Inhale, point the toes, lift the chest. Exhale to hover. Again, just hold in this time. Whew. One more breath in. Shaky, shaky. And release. Give it a little shake out. Last one. And taking the hands to frame that left foot. Point the toes. Inhale, maybe leaning forward, lifting the chest. Exhale, hover the leg. And we might even just get a tiny little hold. We might not be able to hold it all. Again, over time, the hip flexors hopefully will get stronger. So just wherever you're at, I'm talking too much. Breathe in and release. Oh, give the legs a good old shake out. Maybe even drawing the soles of the feet together and just keep the chest lifted as you sway the knees from side to side. And then from there, let's extend that left leg out long. We'll cross the right leg over the left. And take an inhale as you reach both of the arms up. Exhale to twist to your right. So that left hand either towards the right thigh or the elbow. Inhale, just release into your twist. One more breath. And then keeping the legs as they are, inhale, come forward. We're going to cross that right knee over left, so Gomukhasana. Now you can keep that left leg extended, or you could tuck the left leg in, so just depends on how your hips are feeling. Whichever variation you've gone for, let's take a moment as we breathe in to lift the arms. Exhale, cactus the arms, lift the chest. Inhale to reach. And then exhale, folding down to wherever we get to whilst keeping the sit bones connected with the floor, with the mat. So just breathe again. We might be up high today. You might keep that left leg extended. That right knee as well might be up quite high. You can pop a blanket in between or just let it be wherever it's at. And again, letting go of what any of these shapes looks like. And just breathing there. So just releasing into your right outer hip, also into that left outer hip as well, if you've got the knee bent. Last breath. And inhale, slowly rising up. Release the legs out, taking any little wiggles through center, and we're just going to take it straight to the other side. So take that right leg out long this time, left foot crosses over. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale as you twist to your left. Any variation, you take the hand to the thigh, the elbow. Inhale, creating space through the chest, and exhale as you ease into your twist. Last breath. And then inhale. When you're ready, start to unravel, stacking that left knee on top of the right, wherever it gets to, either keeping the right leg extended, or if it feels okay for you, tucking it in, just making sure, again, we kind of wiggle so both sit bones are connected. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms, lift the chest. Inhale, reach, and exhale, fold it down. Maybe closing the eyes. And again, in these positions where we're really kind of moving into the hip space, just sit with it. Notice any emotions, any thoughts that come up. And just observe them, allowing us to be however we are today. One more deep breath. And then inhale nice and slowly, come back to seated. Taking the legs out in front with any final movements there. And we're going to roll it all the way down. If you have a block today or a rolled up blanket or a cushion, bring in that with you. If not, obviously don't worry because we can do this without. But slowly, we're just going to start to roll it back, drawing the knees in towards the chest. Take a little rock, releasing into lower back, into the spine. And then from there, bringing the soles of the feet down to the mat. And if you've got your block, grabbing your block. Just begin to lift the hips so we can put the block underneath, somewhere towards the lower back. And we might need to move it when we come into this next bit, but just see how it feels. And then from there, you're going to extend that left leg out long. Maybe stay in there. Or you're going to start to draw the right knee into the chest, and you could interlace the fingers over that shin. So feeling that stretch as you point the left toes away from you as you draw the right knee in. And if we're on that block, just making sure it's in a position that is allowing us to release into the front of that left hip. If we're not on the block, you can just work on drawing the right knee in towards the armpit, taking a little wiggle or a sway. Closing the eyes, just letting everything go here, just releasing. And then slowly, let's just switch sides. So bring the right foot down to the mat, sliding the left foot down as well, so the knees are bent. Extend the right leg out as you point the toes. It might be enough there just to feel this stretch through the front of the right hip, or interlacing the fingers over that left shin and drawing the knee towards you. Again, pointing those right toes, just feel that stretch all the way through the front of the right hip. And then slowly release the left sole of the foot down. Bring that right sole of the foot down, just squeezing into the glutes to lift the hips. And then drop the hips to the right side of your mat as you drop the knees to the left. Taking any little variation just for a few breaths of a twist. So it might be knees together, or it might be legs crossed, maybe head drops the opposite way. And then as you breathe in through center, shifting the hips all the way across to the left, dropping the knees to the right, maybe head drops to the left. And then inhale back to center, drawing the knees towards you as we end with our happy baby. So hands to the outside of the thighs, the feet, wherever allows us to just keep the lower back connected with the mat. And then maybe we sway from side to side. You could have a go at straightening one leg or both legs. And then either coming all the way down onto your back for Svadhisthana, or taking a few rocks. And we'll come to seated. So wherever you would like to close your practice. If you have time for Svadhisthana, maybe pausing the video and just having a nice lie down. Or if you're coming to seated, eyes gently closed, taking any movements there. And then just to end today, we're going to bring both hands to the space just below the belly button. So again, that's Svadhisthana, that sacral chakra, our center for creativity, for sensuality, where we store all of these emotions. And we're just going to breathe into that space. So 3 releasing breaths. Inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, let it go. Breathe in. Release. One more, breathing in. And let it go. Then bringing the hands to heart center as we take a little bow down, ending our practice with huge, huge appreciation, with gratitude for ourselves, for our bodies, and as always for the lineage, the practice of yoga that allows us to be here today. When you're ready, gently begin to open the eyes. Thank you, everyone.